been through this pandemic, head to 680news.com. Reporting live, Asher Roth, 680 News.
Ford acknowledging today that he doesn't think it's realistic that the province's public schools will reopen on April 6th. 680's Michelle Mackey has the latest from the Premier and the Education Minister.
Premier Doug Ford, students are in store for an extended March break.
Everyone in this province knows the reality is
all money's good money to a hustler.
It's not realistic right now. We're in a state of emergency.
Education Minister Stephen Lecce now working on a new timeline with input from multiple parties.
I've reached out to the unions, the fact that I've spoken to all my critics, Cafe Wynne, the NDP critic for education, Green Party leader. I mean, it doesn't matter right now. Any idea is a good idea.
The minister also confirms he's spoken with fellow education ministers from Quebec, Nova Scotia, and Alberta about efforts to keep students safe while they learn. Lecce is expected to provide an official update in the coming days. I'm Michelle Mackey.
680 News Time, 11:05. The city of Toronto now under a state of emergency. Mayor John Tory says the decision was made following the city's first COVID-19 death reported on the weekend. Here's 680's Mark Douglas at City Hall.
Mayor Tory says it was time to declare this state of emergency based on that fatality over the weekend, plus based on the advice of the city's medical officer of health this morning, and based on how people are still gathering in public, contrary to social distancing.
This is a battle we must win. But we're only going to win it if we all work together, we all join together to do what's right and to do what has been advised to us by the health experts. We have to take action all together and now.
The 30-day state of emergency in Toronto means the mayor can make decisions by himself with neither debate nor a vote from council. Mayor Tory says there are no plans to begin issuing orders today or tomorrow morning, and specifically no need right now to order a citywide curfew. But he says it will fall to the Toronto Police to enforce any orders about social distancing. There are now 239 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Toronto, including some cases of community spread. York Region has also declared a state of emergency today. Live from City Hall, I'm Mark Douglas.
680 News Time, 11:07. Breaking news, Loblaws confirming its first case of COVID-19 in a single store after an employee in Oshawa tested positive for COVID-19. The person worked at the Real Canadian Superstore on Gibbs Street in Oshawa. A letter from CEO Gavin Weston saying the store was closed immediately for a deep clean and thousands of shoppers were notified by email. The store will only reopen after consultations with local health officials. The company also saying everyone will be paid for as long as it takes to clean the store.
Yeah, dickhead, that's automatic.
A guilty verdict for Caitlin Sawyer, accused of sexually assaulting and strangling Tess Ritchie in November of 2017. 680's Karen Ciolin tells us he's now been convicted of first-degree murder.
Prosecutors argued Schlater killed the 22-year-old woman when she refused to have sex with him. The investigating officer on the case, Ted Lumenis, saying the witnesses who came forward and the jurors who found Schlater guilty after 3 days of deliberation.
I want them to know that they did make the right decision. Okay, Caitlin Schlater is a predator. He's a murderer. And I want the jury to know, again, that they made the right decision and justice was served.
Ritchie's lifeless body was found at the bottom of a stairwell in a Church Street alley. The harrowing discovery made by Ritchie's mother, who held back tears outside the courthouse.
I think this guy has modeled himself after Paul Bernardo, if you want to know the truth. I was worried that we are dealing with another devil, but this one we got.
Testifying in his own defense, Schlater told court he and Ritchie made out, and when they were done, he left her there alive.
Yeah. Somehow his jizz ended up inside her.
And he left her for dead when she put up a fight. Schlater will be sentenced to an automatic life in prison with no chance of parole for 25 years. I'm Karen Ciolin.
Here with All News Radio.
How old is 22-year-old? 23, right?
Sports to distract them from the realities of the world. The COVID-19 pandemic has been especially rough, including for our sportscasters. Simon Bennett.
We better not let him out at that. He'll still be able to do that shit.
This is the first actual thing of significance, at least in North America, that's been full out canceled.
The president of the Canadian Hockey League, along with the commissioners of the OHL, WHL, and QMJHL, made the tough decision to shut down today. And while it's unfortunate for the fans in the city of Kelowna, and which would have hosted the tournament, it's particularly sad for the players.
Some of these kids, forget about the kids who are going to get drafted or have been drafted and have pro careers ahead of them. But for your average, sixth-level defenseman who probably didn't have a future in pro hockey, maybe in university level, This is it for them, and that's awful.
This is the first time there will be no Memorial Cup champion since 1919. Coming up in 30 seconds, we'll check on the price at the pumps.
680 News Time, 11:09. This
is 680 News.
First, your disability insurer denies your long-term disability claim, and then your employer threatens to fire you if you don't return to work. Sound familiar? My name is Aaron Waxman, and if your disability insurer denies your disability claim for any reason, or if your employer threatens to fire you because you're too sick to work, call me at 416-661-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none. At my law firm, we only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicting the price of gas is going to hold steady tonight at 73.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. But tomorrow, 8-cent drop to 64.9 cents a liter come Wednesday morning. 680 News Time, 11:10.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of pay,
LCBOs, pharmacies, grocery stores, telecom companies.
Needle in the haystack.
80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. It's the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. That's ZipRecruiter.ca/CANADA. ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada.
680 News Time, 11:11. Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Greg Gear.
This report is brought to you by Roots Chris Steakhouse and a bit of construction out there. Eastbound on the 401 east of Kiel in the Express, 2 left lanes are blocked off as you make your way through here. Everything's up to speed though. Westbound 401 at Yonge in the Express, 2 left lanes are blocked through here. A few extra lane restrictions on the eastbound on the westbound 401 as well. Southbound Yonge ramp to the east 407, that's closed off. South 404 ramp to Major Mac, that's been closed down. Just a right lane open at 16th Avenue on the southbound 404. Southbound DVP just south of Bloor. Just a left lane open going through this construction zone. Westbound QEW at Huron, Ontario, just left lane getting through here, but everything's moving nicely. If you're northbound on the 410 from the 401, the Express has been closed off. They did have the Express closed on the eastbound 403 as well, approaching the 410, but that's been removed. Roots Chris Steakhouse would like to wish their guests the very best at this difficult time, and also remind you that takeout and delivery service are now available online. Place your order at rootschris.ca. Your next report is at 11:21 with the forecast. Here's Natasha Ranza. Hi.
We are going to be dry through tonight, mainly cloudy though. A couple of breaks in the cloud, down to a low of -1. Morning wind chills around -4, so very slight. And it's a mix of sun and cloud tomorrow, calm winds. Temperatures just about seasonal at 7 degrees. Then Wednesday, mainly cloudy with a high of 8. Keeping a close eye on a system that's just going to bypass us to the south. Could put out a couple of sprinkles here through Wednesday, the lunch hour. Otherwise, overnight today, we're down to a low of -1 degree.
And right now in downtown Toronto, overcast and 4 degrees. At Pearson this hour, overcast and 3. The state of New York enlisting celebrities to record public service announcements about staying quarantined to prevent the spread. Academy Award-winning actor Robert De Niro recording a message urging his fellow New Yorkers to just stay home.
Hello, this is Robert De Niro. We all need to stay home. We need to stop the spread of this virus, and we can only do it together. Not just to protect ourselves, but to protect others and all the older people you love. Please, I'm watching you.
Actors Danny DeVito and Ben Stiller also recording their own very funny PSAs for the campaign. Go check them out. Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll recap today's top stories. 680 News Time, 11:14.
I used to be one of those cranky builders running a small business with no time for anyone else. Excuse me for a second. Did you look in the truck? With QuickBooks, I get paid, stay organized, and run payroll. So now I can focus on training for the next generation. Nothing in the truck, eh? Okay, run to a hardware store and ask for a left-handed screwdriver. Don't take no for an answer.
QuickBooks, the easy way to a happier business. For a limited time, save 90% when you buy Intuit QuickBooks. Visit QuickBooks.ca for full offer details.
Did you know Ontario has the safest roads in North America? Increased awareness to prevent impaired driving, like calling home, taking a cab, or having a designated driver are some of the reasons. Responsible legislation and well-researched policies and programs for serving and selling alcohol all add up to saving lives and preventing injuries. A message from Arrive Alive, Drive Sober, and Smart Serve Ontario. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Thanks for driving sober.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Overcast and 4 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm Scott Burnett.
And I'm Caitlin Lee. Here are the top stories this hour.
The list of essential businesses that will be allowed to remain open in Ontario starting Wednesday morning is a long list. The province releasing that list this evening. It includes much of what you'd expect: grocery stores, pharmacies, LCBOs, and maybe some you may not expect: real estate agencies, check cashing services, construction sites, and projects. You can check out that list right now.
Wait, real estate agencies get all sorts of strange people coming and going all the fucking time to people's houses, man. How the fuck do you use that open?
Giving him the power of council. York Region and Mississauga also under states of emergency.
All the things we need to do to export,
after
make money come into the province, we're allowed to do.
Has been found
You can get cannabis and alcohol.
The 22-year-old Tess Ritchie, the city's gay village, in 2017. Now 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, Rob Wong.
With the Tokyo Olympics unlikely to take place because of COVID-19, Canadian women's basketball player Kia Nurse is happy her country was proactive when it came to the health and safety of Canadian athletes.
There's going to have to be a bold move that was made. And the leadership of the COC, took that on and became the first country to do it. And, we're proud of them for that.
Nurse, a guest on Tim and Sid. For the first time in the trophy's 102-year existence, the Memorial Cup will not be awarded this year as the Canadian Hockey League has canceled the tournament and the CHL playoffs. And the NHL said in a question and answer on their website that they have not made any decisions on a potential playoff format or what to do with the June draft, with the future of the COVID-19 pandemic still uncertain. However, the league is hopeful to reopen team training facilities about 45 days into the CDC's recommended 60-day period to not have gatherings of 50 or more people. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
50's okay, but 100's too many.
The Government of Canada and public health
How many
experts
people?
are
How many
taking
sick
action to
people
protect
could be? It's the
Canadians from
ratio of sick to
COVID-19. Protect yourself and others, especially those with medical conditions and older adults. Wash your hands often. Avoid touching your face. Cough or sneeze into your arm and disinfect surfaces. You should also avoid crowded places. Avoid all non-essential travel outside of Canada. And if you're sick, stay home. To learn more, visit canada.ca/coronavirus. A message from the Government of Canada.
Trev.ca is the fastest way to get real estate listings in real time. In fact, it's so fast. In the time it takes me to tell you this, I could have reached out to a Trev member realtor, checked out about a half dozen property listings, skimmed a couple of market reports, crunched some numbers with their land transfer tax calculator, spotted my dream home, moved in, and had a nap. So what are you waiting for? Be fast. Be first. For all your real estate needs, choose Trev.ca, powered by Trev's MLS system with exposure to 60,000 realtor users.
680 News Time, 11:18.
U.S. President Donald Trump signing an executive order making it a crime to excessively stockpile personal protective equipment that is needed by medical personnel to fight coronavirus. Attorney General William Barr says the new enforcement actions are not aimed at people with stashes of toilet paper in their homes.
We're talking about people hoarding these goods and materials on an industrial scale for the purpose of manipulating the market and ultimately deriving windfall profits.
Barr says anyone sitting in a warehouse full of surgical masks will, quote, be hearing a knock on your door. Leaders in Europe,
fuck that, give them the no-knock warrant, motherfucker.
Residents Get off the streets.
We're gonna give anybody a no-knock warrant. Give it to those guys.
Frustrated Italian mayors blasting citizens for breaking the coronavirus quarantine has gone viral. In their rants behind desks or at people on the street floating the lockdown by going for endless walks with dogs, the mayors scream, "Where the are you going? Your dog must have an inflamed prostate from all the walking."
With me.
One mayor says he told a man out with his tired dog that he was not Will Smith in the film I Am Legend and to get home. Megan Williams, ABC News.
And British Prime Minister Boris Johnson ordering shops to close and people to stay home to stop the spread.
Last week, bars and restaurants were ordered closed in Britain.
The time has now come for us all to do more.
In a speech from 10 Downing Street, Johnson simply told people to stay home, except for very limited purposes. The orders are the strictest during peacetime and includes one form of exercise a day. Police will enforce these orders.
The way ahead is hard, and it is still true that many lives will sadly be lost. And yet it is also true that there is a clear way through.
New coronavirus infections in Britain are rising rapidly. I'm Ed Donahue.
Coming up in 60 seconds, traffic and your extended forecast.
680 News Time, 11:20.
All right, guys, it's been a blast, but I gotta head out. Hey, Julie, do you need a ride?
Thanks, John.
So
let's
this
not
is the
wait
reason
for the
I'm
business
not driving.
And I don't think you should be either.
Yeah, if she wanted to ride with someone who'd been drinking, she'd drive herself.
John, my sister's coming to get me. I'll drop you off.
When a drinking driver crashes, passengers in the vehicle share the same fate. In a 2010
That's essentially what's going on with this virus,
of
eh?
Canadians said they don't ride with a
There's
drinking
people
driver.
saying, "Oh, I don't care if I
Speaking
die. I'm
of
gonna get drunk and go driving." Yeah, well, we're not worried about you,
Times like
dumbass.
these, we at Mark Feldstein and Associates understand that businesses and individuals are facing.
Shit. Come on, like